So I know we checked on development, but we haven't checked on army size, and that's actually a pretty interesting statistic because at any point, army size could be, up or down depending on, what's going on in the world. I mean, development kind of shows us a little bit into army size overall, but it doesn't show us all that much because, it doesn't show us like, currently, certain state or province could be in an economic situation. They might have to delete a few regiments. They might have a lot of mercenaries. This is an interesting tab to still look at, even though development kind of gives us an idea of who has the strongest army. But needless to say, actually Poland back at home has the strongest army. But again, this is all temporary. Who knows, who's at which war. So Texas just got out of a war, so I wouldn't be surprised if they are not number one in this list. So let's see. Nevada is technically number one in the list with 21,000 in North America. Then we've got Indiana at pretty much the same. Now, essentially, we should also keep an eye on force limit. So they've got 22. So their force limit's at 22, so it's actually slightly above Nevada's. Manpower, much more on Indiana's side. This is where Nevada could be in a bad situation. They've been in several wars. They went to war with California for the first time to protect Jefferson. Then they went to war with Texas. Then they went to war with Washington and essentially California again. So yeah, this doesn't surprise me that they're so behind in manpower, and that also explains why they have so many mercenaries. So this is going to also hurt their economy. Their economy is probably not looking so well. But needless to say, that's going to be some interesting things to look into for the future. Indiana has no mercenaries. They've got more manpower, and they're going to be able to rebuild quite quickly. 20,000 for New York. They're right at their force limit, and they've got plenty of manpower because New York has stayed out of wars as of the last several years, maybe the last decade. Mississippi and Texas, boom. What is this, 4 and 5? But look at that. This is the big number right here. Texas at 32 development. So yeah, if we were to sort by force limit, we'd essentially see the same exact thing we'd see in development, the same exact order we would see in development. So we checked on development like 2 videos ago, so it'd be about the same. But Texas, this is another big one though. Look at that. Low manpower, so they have to hire a bunch of mercs. Let's continue to go downward. Missouri at 16,000. They are still under their force limit slightly. Florida's obviously not in the best of situations. They're actually at 33 manpower. So yeah, their war is 333 manpower, so they're pretty much done. New South Wales, look at that. New South Wales. At 15,000, 0 manpower though. Pennsylvania at 15,000. I'm really liking Pennsylvania, Quebec, and Massachusetts, all in the East. We talked about that. That is the holy trinity of the East. The problem is I don't know if they're going to be able to form one of those formable nations. I don't think they can form New England. Maybe Massachusetts can, but the other two can't, I don't think. Unless they were to break their alliances, I guess. But I doubt that's going to happen. Montana pretty high on this list. Arizona at 13,000. Yeah, so let's go ahead and check back in on some of the wars that are currently going on. Let's see what's going on. What do we have? We've got, actually, nothing too much. Mississippi's still going after North Carolina. They're at 79 war score, so Mississippi's going to get more territory in the Deep South. We also have the New South Wales war in Australia versus the Northern Territories, and that's about it. Oh, no, South Carolina broke out into war with North Carolina. South versus North. They also called in Franklin. So Franklin, out of Tennessee, might get some land out of this as well, maybe. So South Carolina pretty much is using the Mississippi War to their advantage. Smart move still a smart move. And actually, look at this. This is occupied by Franklin. And remember, Virginia desperately needs this. Virginia lost a lot. Virginia's in a bad situation because they got their butt kicked, and we knew it. Right when that war popped up, we were just like, okay, that is bad. Virginia, you done goofed. Get out of here. You're going to lose so much territory. Idaho is now back because of the release of Idaho within former Washington territory. Alaska looking pretty strong with their allies. And Nevada seems to... I don't know. I don't think we can say Nevada's going to be the West Coast power. California could definitely come back getting lucky. Again, Nevada's problem is going to be Texas, because Texas is going to want to continue to fight this way. Boom, Mississippi's pieced out. Texas, I think, is not going to want to expand towards the east or the north. They're going to want to expand towards the west and the south, I guess. All right. So Mississippi just grabbed only 2 cores, or only 2 additional territory. Which means South Carolina is going to become North Carolina. It's just going to become Carolina. I don't know if that is a formable nation, but I really hope so. That'd be cool. South Carolina might just form Carolina here if they take everything, which I imagine North Carolina has pretty much got their army crushed, stomped out for the most part. The fact that Franklin's still alive is, Arkansas is still alive is pretty amazing with no alliances. Why are you letting them survive? I'm talking to you, Missouri and Mississippi and Virginia. But yes, so things need to East Coast, the Holy Trinity. I don't know why I want to call them the Holy Trinity, but I really think that is a super strong team right there. The only thing I could think of, wait a second, does Indiana and Michigan hate each other? Yes, that is how this might break apart. Quebec allied to Michigan, Pennsylvania allied to Indiana. That, I think, is going to be the ultimate divider here. It's going to be that's going to divide them up, I think, pretty badly. What's going on in Mexico? How's Mexico doing? Please tell me someone is someone that I know how to pronounce is doing well here. Guanajito. Yes, I think it's Guanajito. Puebla. Yucatan is gone. So that's unfortunate. Actually, you know what? The like official like Mexican state, there's like Mexico City or something like that. There is a very small province that usually starts off pretty good here in Mexico that does all right. They're gone. Yeah. Guanajito is actually doing really well for themselves. They've got multiple provinces with over 30 development. Well, that's going to be interesting. Is Texas's alliance still in place? For the most part, yeah, but they didn't get that alliance back with Florida, even though Florida likes them. See, that's where Texas is getting real lucky because, Nevada kind of likes Texas. That is interesting. Texas isn't really hated by a lot of states. Wyoming's okay with them. I mean, California doesn't like them, and Virginia doesn't like them, but both are kind of crumbling. At this point here, they're both kind of crumbling. Although that could shift at any matter. Let's check on some of the desires here. Texas looks like they're going to kind of stay out of war for a little bit. Wow. Wyoming looking really aggressive with what they desire. Obviously, these two desire each other. Oh, that sounds sweet. It sounds like a romantic comedy. I desire you. I'm going to make that. I'm going to put that on the second channel. We'll make a little skit out of I desire you. Okay, so let's... Oh, you know what? We should probably go check in on Australia. Let's see if that war's over. I might be looking really dumb right now if it was right there in front of me in the ledger. No, it's gone. New South Wales looks good. They grabbed one province from the Northern Territory. And I think that's the only thing that exchanged hands. I think so. Actually, the Northern Territory grabbed this here. So there was something, I can't remember. Was it Victoria or somebody here before, actually? It was Southern Australia? Northern Territory. Oh, that is... I don't know. That was Western Australia, I guess. Well, things changed. New South Wales looks strong. That's all I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. But let me check here. There we go. So Maine, Massachusetts, New Brunswick, Rhode Island. Never mind. I thought that'd be a way for us to check on formable nations in the region. But you cannot just look at the cores. The only way is if I go into an actual state. But I actually don't even think that would work because this is a mod. You can't just like tag into another country. Because it's not, there's no name for it. You can't just tag into Texas or tag into California. You can just observe. I could tag into Great Britain or England, I mean, but that's about it. Okay, so let's check out. There were actually a lot of wars. I don't think there's much going on in terms of North America though. Hidalgo is at war, but I mean Mexico is almost always at war. There's always something going on in Mexico. Sonora, yeah, Arizona actually got called in versus Baja California. South Carolina is about to beat out North Carolina with 43 war score. Let's go ahead and go up to speed 4 now. Oh, boom, that war just ended. Wow, that was fast. Well, at least someone got separate pieced. They're looking even more powerful. I'm surprised that they like each other. These are two great powers that are right next to each other that probably shouldn't like each other. Was Oklahoma always here? Or did they get released from Wyoming? Oh, no, Wyoming just has a claim here. Okay, so I think Oklahoma was always right there. and Texas is just allowing them to survive. I mean, I think Texas might be considering a war with Arizona, since Arizona's a little bit distracted right now. They'd be fighting California at the same time, though. So Baja California already sieged out completely by Sonora, as Sonora kind of leaves the territory. Is that all we're seeing so far? Nova Scotia versus who? Oh, Prince Edward Island. Okay, so it looks like they're going to take that island to the north, and I will go and observe what's happening there. Let's see what's going on. What is happening? How are you doing? Is it already over? Wow, it's already over. That did not take long. So Nova Scotia needs this. I mean, I don't know. The problem is Nova Scotia is allied to New Brunswick, so either way, you're in a really bad spot. Like, you gotta break out of that alliance or something, or attack Newfoundland and Labrador, or vice versa. Someone needs to unify this. I don't know. I mean, taking piece of Newfoundland is gonna be really bad, because I know Quebec probably wants that stuff. Yes, they do. They also don't like Manitoba, or Ontario, or parts of New York. They don't like a lot of things. Quebec has actually stayed very, very quiet. And naturally, usually in the Northeast, that is another great power that usually ends up forming, but nothing so far. Yeah, nothing too big so far. So there are definitely states that are forming in Mexico that are starting to be really powerful. I mean, obviously the Texas allied. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Did you peace out? Yes, you did. You did peace out. So that's going to help you. Stay strong. Who was this before? I obviously know this is New Mexico before. And then Texas has a claim on it. Oh, okay, I get you. So does Colorado. Okay. Yeah, well, that's good for Arizona, because they need to be prepared for a Texas war in the future. How is Montana now? Montana is now back at war, this time with... Well, actually, this is the second time this has happened. There was really no big peace deal between these two at all. Oh, is Yukon involved? Oh, Yukon is involved. I see. That's probably how. Because the truce was... I was going to say, that was a very fast truce. Like, how are you guys back at war? It wasn't even that long ago, man. What is going on? Yeah, so I thought that was a little bit strange, but okay, that explains it. What else is happening? Timbuktu, England, Hidalgo, Montana. All right, so Montana, they are the offensive person. Oh, they're trying to take over Yukon. They're already at 40 because they already control. And with Alaska's strength, you know, Alaska might be able to get something out of this, which I think is something that we're not really considering here. Alaska could totally get something out of this. Boom. All right, so I don't know if Alaska desires anything out to the west or to the east. I apologize. They want Yukon, but Montana declared the war, so they're going to have to get it themselves. Well, yeah, this war shouldn't stay up for too much longer. Montana might even get some more territory in the north. But how does South Dakota feel about this whole thing? What's your opinion? South Dakota hates Montana. Wyoming hates... Oh my gosh, okay, so Montana's pretty much hated by everybody except for Nevada and Alaska. But at this point, that's all you really need, right? I mean, those are the only friends you really need at this point. That's pretty good. Oh, New York's back at war, aren't they? Oh no, that was a glitch. I don't know why these colors are in. These colors are so confusing. Oh, let's check back in on Alaska. How are you doing, Alaska? Alaska. Oh my gosh, Australia. Australia. All right. Cracklord has dyslexia. It's not me. That's not me. It's Cracklord. I promise. Oh, that's nice. All right, so Alaska doesn't want this. They're going to give this to Montana. But that's going to just kind of screw Alaska's position even more. I mean, I guess Alaska could continue to go after Washington, but that's going to pull them into another war with California. As long as you drag Nevada in, I think Alaska might be okay. Nevada and Alaska allying to each other is so big because it forces California to fight two different fronts. California is typically one of those states that don't have to fight two different fronts. Like Quebec always does good, even if the development is not very high in this region, because they're always never having to fight two fronts essentially. I mean, let's say fight Manitoba and New York, but they're not. Yeah, Manitoba's allied to Canadian provinces. Manitoba doesn't like New York or Massachusetts or Rhode Island or anything like that. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, the prophecy is true again. The prophecy has fulfilled itself. The Great Alliance is over, because that is exactly what happened. Indiana went after Michigan. Quebec and Pennsylvania are now at war with each other. This is going to be really interesting. This is going to be really, really interesting, because Pennsylvania has really grown into that position. They've done well taking territories. This is Indiana obviously declaring war on Michigan. Pennsylvania and Indiana working together. This is the offensive, Indiana purge of Michigander heresy. That must be a common casus belli used, because we've seen that other times before. I actually don't know who has the, geez, we just checked army sizes, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Well, remember that stuff's all relative, so that stuff could all change from month to month. But it does seem like Indiana has an advantage. Where is the Michigan army? Have they already been crushed or something, or what? I think one of the big difference makers... Ooh, Pennsylvania's already up fighting Quebec. Oh, Quebec's already getting pushed. What is this? This is... Yeah, Quebec and Michigan are already getting pushed back. So that did not take long. What's Indiana at? Indiana's at 31 war score already. Pennsylvania... Yeah, I mean, they're not the offensive person, but they've probably won a few wars, a few battles, I mean. Hey, look at Franklin. Oh, this was a peace deal. So South Carolina has not formed Carolina just yet. North Carolina still exists, theoretically. But Franklin grabbed something else. That's good. You know, they're still alive, still kicking. Just like Arkansas, Shelby still exists. They're doing their thing. I keep forgetting that this is Virginia. I think I'm like looking at it, I'm like, dang, Mississippi looks good. But then I remember, oh, yeah, that's right. Virginia is separated into Virginia and then West Virginia. This is the new West Virginia right here. This is the new West Virginia. Kentucky is new West. Dang! Why did that happen so fast? I feel like that war went on for like 2 seconds. Why did that feel like 2 seconds? Is this separate? Oh, that is still Iowa. Okay, I get you. This is this weird. Anyways, did Pennsylvania get anything out of this? No. Yes. No, they didn't. But Indiana certainly did. Dang. All right. Indiana looks good now, too. Indiana looks really, really good as well. This is getting more and more interesting. Alaska still is not pieced out yet, but yeah. There's really only a handful of states that still exists inside of the U.S. and Canada. And let's check on Australia. There you go. Still about the same. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.